Listen carefully to me, because what I am about to say is not an everyday word, not a casual statement, not a suggestion from man. It is a divine declaration. God said, "You will be a billionaire." When God speaks, reality has to bend to his voice. When God declares something over your life, everything in creation begins to rearrange itself to make it happen. You may not look like it now. You may not feel like it now. Your bank account may deny it. But if God said it, it is already written in the realm of the Spirit. It's already sealed in the courts of heaven. When God speaks, he does not consult your past. He does not consult your mistakes, your failures, your background, your education, or your connections. God does not ask permission to bless you. When God says you will be a billionaire, it is not a prediction, it is a decree. The same voice that said, "Let there be light," is the same voice saying to you now, "You will be a billionaire." And when that voice echoes through the heavens, everything that once resisted you begins to yield. Every door that was shut begins to open. Every resource that was hidden begins to find its way to you, because a divine instruction has been released. You see, there are moments when God releases a word so strong that the earth itself cannot ignore it. When God decides to lift a man, he does not need to ask anyone for approval. When God chooses to bless a person, no curse, no demon, no envy, no limitation can stand against it. God himself said, "You will be a billionaire," not to boast, not to worship money, but to glorify his power through your abundance. Because when a righteous man rises in wealth, the name of God is magnified through his stewardship. You must understand this truth. The blessing of God is not simply a result of labor. It is a result of divine favor. The world says you must work harder, struggle longer, compete fiercely. But when God speaks prosperity into your destiny, it is not the sweat of your brow that brings it. It is the wind of his Spirit that carries it to you. The wealth you are about to hold is not coming by logic. It is coming by divine orchestration. God is raising billionaires not from the elite, but from the hidden places, from the humble, from the overlooked, from those who dared to believe when everything around them said, "Impossible." Many people misunderstand wealth. They think wealth is merely about money. No. True wealth is the manifestation of divine abundance. It is the overflow of God's intention for your life. It is a sign that you have aligned your heart with his purpose. When God says you will be a billionaire, he is not just talking about digits in your account. He is talking about your capacity to influence, to build, to restore, to bless, to transform. Billionaire is not just a financial status. It is a divine calling. It is a covenant position. You must prepare yourself for what God has spoken, because when God gives you a promise, he also prepares you for its weight. $1 billion blessing requires $1 billion heart. Many want the crown, but they reject the cross of discipline, faith, and trust. You must understand that divine wealth is not given to those who chase money. It is given to those who chase God. Money is the servant of divine purpose. And when God sees that you will not let money rule you, he will command money to obey you. There will be seasons of silence before the fulfillment. God will test your faith before he trusts you with fortune. He will ask you to believe even when there is nothing visible to hold on to, because faith is the currency of divine manifestation. Faith is the invisible bank account that funds the visible one. You cannot withdraw from heaven what you have not deposited through faith. When God said you will be a billionaire, He was not testing your intellect. He was testing your belief. Can you believe Him even when your circumstances contradict Him? Can you stand firm even when you are mocked? Remember, every billionaire chosen by God must first be broken by God. Brokenness comes before elevation. The vessel must be emptied before it can be filled. Do not despise your current season of lack, because it is the classroom of preparation. God is teaching you the language of abundance through the lessons of scarcity. He is shaping your spirit so that when wealth arrives, pride will not destroy you. He is removing greed, envy, fear, and impatience, so that when the floodgates open, your heart will remain pure. The promise of God does not fail. Time cannot erase it. Delay cannot destroy it. Doubt cannot cancel it. When God said you will be a billionaire, that word became immortal. It cannot die. It will live until it becomes flesh. And when the appointed time arrives, you will look around and see that every connection, every opportunity, every loss, and every pain was part of the architecture of divine success. God wastes nothing. Even your struggles are assets in the kingdom economy. But listen closely. You must begin to think like what God called you. If God said you will be a billionaire, you cannot think like a beggar. You cannot speak like a victim. You cannot move like someone unsure of their destiny. You must rise in your mindset. God prospers according to the level of your revelation. You cannot receive what you cannot perceive. The limit of your thought becomes the limit of your manifestation. When you think small, you insult the vastness of God. When you think big, you honor His majesty. Do not ask how. It is not your job to calculate God. He is the God who brings water from rocks, oil from jars, and manna from heaven. He does not operate through logic. He operates through faith. Your role is to align, not to analyze. You do not need to know the route when you trust the guide. You do not need to know the formula when you know the source. If God said you will be a billionaire, your duty is to walk as if it is already done, talk as if it is already manifested, and act as if heaven has already signed the document. Be careful with your words. Your mouth is the pen that writes your destiny. Stop speaking lack. Stop confessing fear. Stop repeating the language of limitation. Begin to speak the language of abundance. Say, I am what God said I am. I have what God said I have. I will see what God said I will see. Every time you declare that, you align the atmosphere with divine reality. Words are seeds. Speak wealth, and wealth begins to grow. Speak faith, and faith multiplies. The reason God wants to make you a billionaire is not for luxury. It is for legacy. It is not for show. It is for service. You will fund dreams, build schools, feed the hungry, restore dignity, and demonstrate that the blessing of God is real. You will be proof that obedience is not poverty, that righteousness is not weakness, that walking with God is not limitation. Your wealth will be a testimony that God is not a theory, He is power. The world has seen billionaires made by greed, manipulation, and deceit. But now God is raising billionaires born of righteousness. Men and women whose wealth is rooted in integrity, whose prosperity is born of prayer, whose abundance flows from obedience. God is rewriting the story of wealth. He is saying, I can make anyone great as long as their heart is mine. You are that person. You are that vessel. You are that chosen one. Guard your heart on this journey, because when wealth comes, so does attention. Many will try to attach themselves to your success. Some will envy you. Others will misunderstand you. But remember, your calling is divine, not social. You do not owe an explanation to man when you are walking in divine instruction. If God said you will be a billionaire, your loyalty must remain with the one who spoke, not the ones who watch. Do not measure your progress by comparison. Some will rise faster, some slower. But divine timing is not delay, it is precision. God is not slow, He is strategic. Every step you take is calibrated by divine wisdom. Even when you feel behind, God is aligning the right connections, opportunities, and resources for your manifestation. You are not late. You are being perfected. The promise will not come a day early or a day late. It will arrive the moment you are mature enough to manage it. Your environment may not believe. Your friends may doubt. Your family may not understand. But it doesn't matter who disbelieves you when God Himself has already affirmed you. Every no from man is irrelevant when heaven has said yes. You must walk with boldness. You must speak with authority. You must carry yourself with the dignity of divine destiny. And when that moment comes, and it will come, you will stand before the world as proof that God keeps His word. Your story will silence the mouths of mockers. Your testimony will awaken faith in others. People will ask, how did you do it? And you will say, God said it and I believed. That will be the secret of your success. Not strategy, not skill, but surrender to divine instruction. Because true wealth is not a result of chance. It is a result of covenant. You are not chasing riches. You are fulfilling prophecy. You are walking in the script God wrote for you before the foundation of the earth. Every challenge you face now only confirms how valuable your destiny is. You are not being punished, you are being prepared. When God declares abundance over your life, He is not describing a possibility. He is revealing a destiny. You are not merely hoping for wealth. You are walking toward what has already been established in the divine plan. God's word is not like human promises. People can change their minds, but God's word is eternal. The moment He said you will be a billionaire, that moment your future shifted. The invisible laws of the universe began to align themselves with His command. The winds of destiny began to move in your favor. Even when you cannot see it, things are moving beneath the surface. The unseen hand of God is rearranging circumstances, redirecting people, and rebuilding opportunities just to fulfill what He spoke over you. But you must understand this: wealth without wisdom destroys, but wealth with divine direction transforms. God will not release abundance into unprepared hands. He trains your mind before He fills your account. He strengthens your character before He multiplies your resources. Because the higher you rise, the deeper your roots must go. Wealth will not change you. It will reveal who you truly are. That is why God refines you before He elevates you. He allows hardship not to punish, but to polish. He tests your patience, your loyalty, and your motives. He asks you, will you still trust me when nothing around you looks like what I promised? For it is easy to believe when everything is visible, but faith is proven when you hold on to God's word in the dark. There is a reason some people never rise financially. They want the blessing, but they reject the process. They pray for abundance, but disobey divine instruction. God is not looking for dreamers who talk about wealth. He is searching for doers who align with His principles. Every divine promise carries a divine condition. You cannot expect God to bless you while living contrary to His wisdom. He blesses the obedient, not the careless. He prospers those who walk in integrity, who give when it is hard, who trust Him with their substance, in the quiet places, trying to survive. While others posted highlight reels, you were weeping between prayers no one heard. While others built empires from ego, you were learning the language of faith, one silent battle at a time. And now heaven says that was never wasted. Not one tear, not one sacrifice, not one midnight surrender. You have passed tests in silence that would have broken kings. You have loved people who left you bleeding. You have walked away from things your flesh wanted because your spirit knew better. And that, beloved soul, is why the blessing is yours. Because heaven does not reward perfection. It rewards purity. It rewards resilience. It rewards the soul who kept walking when everything said quit. Tonight your name will rise in the spirit realm. And it is not rising alone. It is rising with favor, with justice, with a divine alarm that says the hour of divine payback has come. Michael is standing by a spiritual gate. It is guarded. Not everyone can access it, but your name, it has the access code burned into it. You have been tested, refined, processed, and tonight is your moment of release. But here is the sacred warning. If your heart is not present, if your spirit is not open, the gate closes at 9 p.m. sharp. No second chances, not this time. Because this is not just another window. This is the final gate of this cycle. There has been a pattern in your life. Every time something good comes close, something suddenly crashes it. Every time a door opens, someone sabotages it. Every time your hopes rise, betrayal walks in. Michael says that was never coincidence. That was a spiritual strategy to keep you tired, discouraged, and doubting your own light. Because hell knew if you ever aligned fully, if you ever stood up and said, I will not miss what God has for me again, then the chains would shatter, the contracts would cancel, and the wealth would release. Tonight is the night you cancel the pattern. Tonight is the night you say, no more delays, no more sabotage, no more false starts. Tonight is the night you say, I receive it all, and I will not lie to you. This blessing will cost you something. It will cost you your old mindset. It will cost you your fear. It will cost you the comfort of small dreams, because $55 million is not for the timid. It is for the bold. It is for the ones who know they were sent here for more. This wealth is not random. It is assigned to the soul who will use it for good, for healing, for legacy, for light. You are that soul, and heaven is watching your response. Every second you remain in belief, you are expanding the size of what is coming. Every doubt you remove is like another wall collapsing. Every time you whisper, I trust you, God, another angel moves closer. Right now there is a sound in the spirit, a trembling, because chains are falling off your name, debts are dissolving, enemies are being silenced, and destiny is coming forward unashamed, undeniable. God says, I will not let another take what belongs to my chosen one. Not this time, not anymore. He is standing at the edge of your future, holding a flaming sword in one hand and the scroll in the other. And he is begging you, please do not let fear stop you. Do not let disbelief close your hands. You were born for this. You feel it, do you not? That tingling in your hands, that pressure in your chest, that is the presence of the angel. That is the energy of the miracle forming. Do not rush. Sit in it. Soak in it, because everything you have ever asked God for is now asking for you. Yes, let us continue. And this time, let us go even deeper into the part of your story that no one else has ever fully understood. Because what is coming to you tonight is not just money. It is redemption. It is God saying, I remember when they laughed. I remember how they doubted your vision. I remember how they told you to be realistic. But I did not give you a realistic dream. I gave you a prophetic one. Heaven is rewarding the you that kept going when nobody clapped. The you that poured out love while secretly hoping someone would just notice your heart. The you that gave and gave and gave until you had nothing left but prayer. And even then you whispered, God, I trust you. Even now, even still, that trust, that one fragile mustard seed of belief, it reached heaven. It passed through clouds of doubt, through winds of fear, through storms of silence, and it finally hit the throne of God. And God said, now release the reward. So when Archangel Michael says $55 million is arriving at 9 p.m., it is not just a number. It is prophetic proof that the unseen is becoming seen, that the prayers you thought God ignored were being wrapped in gold, that the delays were actually divine preparations for something so massive you would have crumbled under it last year. And now your spirit is strong. Now your soul is aligned. Now your heart is purified by fire. And now the angels are coming not to comfort you, but to crown you. Let me explain what is happening in the unseen. Your name has been spoken in the heavens' wealth chambers. And right now, one specific angel is being dispatched with your delivery. Not just in spirit, but in physical confirmation. It could show up through a call, a bank update, a mysterious deposit, an unexpected gift, a signed contract, a total reversal. But Michael says it will arrive, and when it does, do not hesitate. Do not downplay it. Do not reject the miracle you have been praying for. This is important because you have been conditioned to expect little, to not get your hopes up, to pretend you are okay with just enough. But heaven is saying, no more survival. Now it is time to thrive. And moving from survival into a more peaceful life often begins when faith is joined with clear, practical steps taken one day at a time. My child, I see the weight you have been carrying, the quiet worries about money, the stress you rarely speak about, the nights when your mind refuses to rest. You have been praying for peace, and your prayers have been heard. You are not meant to walk this journey in confusion and fear. You are meant to walk with faith, with clarity, and with daily direction. And as you begin releasing the habits and fears that kept you in survival, prepare your heart for the new season opening before you. This level of breakthrough is going to feel too big. You will question if you are worthy, if you are ready, if it is real. But those are old thoughts, and old thoughts do not belong in new seasons. You have to walk into this blessing like you have already held it in your hands in a dream, because you have. God gave you glimpses, moments where you saw yourself happy, free, provided for. If this is already landing somewhere real for you, I want you to take a moment right now. Like this video as your first act of agreement with what is being named. Subscribe to this channel and turn on the notification bell so that every message prepared for you finds you at the right moment. And go to the link in the pinned comment below. By sowing into this mission, you are helping carry this kind of word to others who are still in the middle of chaos, still learning that their peace is more powerful than any reaction. What you give comes back to you as more of the very calm being described. The link is pinned. Give when your spirit says yes, and then stay, because there is still more ahead. Those were not fantasy, those were previews, and now the full version is arriving. There are 3 things you need to do before 9 p.m. Open your heart, let go of doubt, let go of fear. Say yes out loud, agree with heaven, speak it, claim it, own it. Heaven moves on declarations. Stay expectant. The miracle is on a timer. Do not let low energy or distraction steal your alignment. Tonight is not like other nights. There is a holy countdown happening, and once it reaches 0, a door opens that has been sealed for decades, maybe centuries. And behind that door is the life you always sensed was yours. The life that felt distant, unreachable until now. The $55 million is not just a number, it is confirmation of identity, because only someone divinely trusted receives this kind of abundance. You are not just anyone. You are a spiritual architect, a generational rebuilder, a vessel of wealth with a mission for global impact. And it starts the moment you stop doubting and say, God, I receive it all. No fear, no resistance, no turning back. I am ready. Archangel Michael is still here, watching, listening, guarding this moment from any last-minute interference, because he knows how close you are. He knows how many times you were almost destroyed before you got here, but you made it. And for that, heaven is celebrating you. So if you are still reading this, then your soul already said yes, and the miracle is already on its way. Then come closer, because what is about to be said next may be the most important message your soul ever hears. You see, there are moments in life when heaven stops everything, when the angels stop singing, when the Spirit stops whispering to the crowd and speaks directly to one person. That person is you. Yes, you. Because for years, your name has been circling heaven. But every time your blessing was about to break through, something blocked it. Someone gossiped. Someone lied. Someone did witchcraft. Someone who was jealous tried to tie up your name in invisible knots. They were not attacking your money. They were attacking your identity, because they knew who you were before you did. But Archangel Michael saw it all. He stood beside you when no one else stood up for you. And today he is fighting like never before, because this is not just a breakthrough. This is a heavenly refund. Everything you were denied is returning. Everything you lost is reappearing. Everything that was locked is being forcefully reopened. And tonight at 9 p.m., the biggest financial portal over your life will activate. But only if your heart is still open. Not halfway open, not I hope so open. Fully. Because heaven does not work with hesitation. It works with conviction. Faith so loud it drowns out every voice of lack. Faith so strong, even angels pause to listen to the fire inside you. This message, these words, this very moment is part of a divine test. One that is being recorded. Yes, recorded. Because God is not just watching what you say out loud. He is watching what you think in private. He is watching if you dare to believe that $55 million is not impossible, because for him it is not even difficult. God does not blink at big numbers. He created gold. He created the earth. Do you really think transferring a small portion of his abundance to you would be hard? No. The challenge is not heaven's ability to give. It is your ability to receive. And that is why Michael is begging. Do not miss this. Do not reason it away. Do not talk yourself out of it like you have done so many times before. Do not let logic destroy your miracle. God says, I chose you for this because I could trust you with it, because I saw how you handled small and stayed faithful, because I saw how you gave your last, how you kept praying when your heart was breaking, how you protected others while you were secretly falling apart. I saw it all, and now I will repay. Tonight is spiritual recompense. That number, $55 million. It is coded with everything you did not receive when you should have. It holds the value of prayers from your childhood. It holds the years you lost waiting for someone to love you correctly. It holds the weight of the dreams you buried so you would not feel disappointed again. But God says, I never forgot, and I never changed my mind about you. Archangel Michael has cleared the air around you. Chains that were tied to your family line are being broken as you read. Evil eyes are going blind. Wicked mouths are going mute. Financial oppression is being lifted, and the divine flow is being turned on. But listen, you must stay in agreement, because the moment you allow fear to rise, the flow slows down. Not because God stops loving you, but because fear clogs the channel. So tonight you are not allowed to fear. You are not allowed to settle. You are not allowed to say, I do not deserve it. Because God says, who are you to deny what I have approved? This is bigger than money.